I woke up heavy this morning, and it's something how folk are giving warnings to the world, but God is giving warning to his people. See, this should be a time of revival now. Because everything that God got for you, you ought to be ready to receive it. Your life should be lined up to the point because you know who God is and you serve the Lord and you understand heavens or the kingdom laws. This should be a time where you should be rejoicing and you should be in revelation. In revival. But yet and still, we are still out here ministering to the world fire and brimstone, and those messages are still not getting to anybody because they're not scared anymore. It was a time when you could preach heaven or hell and it would literally make people tremble. You're in a season now you need to understand about godly love, because that's the only way that you're going to bring people into the kingdom is through pure godly love. And until you understand what that is, you can't do that, let alone teach them how to live this godly life. Every time I look at a movie or I read the word of God and it's showing anyone that was a servant of the Lord, even through Jesus, they taught how to live this life that we call a believing life, a kingdom life. And it's a great life. But how can people come to loving God when you don't even show them love? You show them obligation. Some of these titled ministers are out here ordaining people as though they're recruitments in your personal ministry army. And I'm not saying that the Lord didn't tell you to do it or you don't see what's in them, but here's my thing. When is it time to release them like Jesus released the disciples? When can they go and do what God has called them to do, because they don't belong to you? Did you honestly think that you would be able to obligate them to you for a lifetime? I just woke up pondering on a lot of things that some of us don't want to talk about, but it's true and it exists. And I really don't care about what people feel. All I know is that I want to see God. All I know is that I want to love people like God has called us to do. And the way that we love people and we get to people is that we have to understand and be straight up. Some of us have great testimonies, and we hold them hostage as though we didn't live in a hell before we begin to walk with the Lord in a godly life. Some of us act like they just been delivered and saved all their life, and they haven't. As though nobody know your past. But one thing about it, it's your testimony. I have a past. People know me. I'm not ashamed of my past. That was something I went through. But guess what? Out of my past was the testimonies to now that I can be a living witness to let people know that my past didn't define my future. And I am naturally, God honest truth, I am happy, really peaceful for the first time in my life. Has my joy stopped? No. Have I stopped having fun? No. It's just God opened my eyes about a lot of things. And I realized it's like To come to him, I didn't need to be on my deathbed. To come to him, I didn't need to be in the prison walls. Because the simple fact of the matter is, he can be wherever we are. He's waiting on us. It's up to us. When you're a servant of the Lord, your true attitude is to serve. That's the unadulterated truth. You should be serving. And if you don't know how to serve, then go read the Word of God, because all I know is that I want to do God's will, and I want to help people, and I want to love on people, and I want to show them and teach them how to live this life, which is a good life, and that God is going to take care of you. I don't care what you go through. I don't care what it's looked like. I'm telling you, if you trust God, if you line up your life, you will see things totally different. You will know how to stand in adversity. I'm telling you, the way you thought you was going to react in the situation, honey, let me just tell you, when you're truly lined up, you will know the difference. You will know what your purpose is. You will know how to live a pre-designed, it was pre-designed for you, godly life that is the most blessing that you could have ever embarked upon, which is Jesus Christ, which is the Lord of all lords. God gave his only begotten Son so that we could have life. There's not another sacrifice that anybody out here could ever do greater for you. So don't let nobody obligate you. Go where God tells you to go. Preach to the masses. Go where he leads you to go. Because I guarantee you, just like they release you to go into the byways and the highways of ministry, God got somebody on the other side that's ready to receive you. So don't be scared. Do what God told you to do. We soldiers in the army of the Lord. Love you.